Good morning, comic book fans. Welcome back to Comics in 5 Minutes. I'm your little shorty, and sometimes I really do agonise over what order to review things in a week. Sometimes it's dead easy. Like, if it's something that's on my pull list, I can leave that to the end of the week, because I've got it, and I'm not going to worry about selling out of it. If it's a really big release, I try to do it early, because people are going to be talking about it. Sometimes it'll just be a cool indie that I want to talk about, and I don't think enough people are doing. Other times, I just do it alphabetically. And here we have Batman Dark Age. And I'm only kind of joking about the alphabetical thing. It turns out that this week, there isn't really any issue ones that have grabbed me and made me really excited about them. So I did just start at the beginning and thought, yeah, actually, why not do another Batman Origin one? I've done one recently with the First Night thing. This one is different. It feels like more of a what-if kind of thing, where it goes in a different direction than we're expecting. And it's nice that it does this, because I think throughout the entire comic book, we are told repeatedly, over and over again, that destiny is always going to get scuppered by actual happenstance. Never plan on this kind of thing, just go with it. And yeah, why not do it about Batman as another origin story? And I have to kind of start by saying, this is kind of heresy in comic book circles, I'm not a big fan of Mike Allred's artwork. And he is the artist on this one, with Laura Allred on the colours and Mark Russell writing. And I don't want anyone to think that I'm disparaging him for being a good artist. He is an exceptionally good artist. His line work is brilliant. It is bold and direct. With Laura on the colours, it looks fantastic. His cityscape perspective stuff is absolutely amazing. But stylistically, I feel like he's more into the pop art kind of thing. And that works well for some comic books, but not when you're going for something which is a little bit more down-to-earth. Even, Batman as a down-to-earth comic book character isn't necessarily 100% accurate, but it certainly is more down-to-earth than I'm used to seeing Allred's art style. And I want to make sure, because I'm probably going to mention it at least once more during this review, and I don't want anyone to think I'm disparaging him as an artist. I just don't think the style works quite well in this context, and not for me. That being said, he has a chance very early on to show off about this, because it starts with a very nice little take on time. We get a present, a past, an alternate future, and an actual future, and how these things all interplay does carry on fitting well into the whole destiny is not a guaranteed thing. That message seems to run throughout the comic book, and it's effective because it gives Allred a chance to do a futuristic cityscape that looks amazing. I mean, you get a teaser of it on the cover there, and it looks brilliant. Like, the internal artwork is even better if possible. And it shows off exactly what he can do, and there's some action sequences she's really good at as well. But those are not the reasons why I really liked the comic book. And yes, I did actually really like it. It's more that it's a character study on Bruce Wayne, and it is a different Bruce Wayne. Yes, his parents got killed outside of Zorro, but it was a different setup. It wasn't just a random person and nobody figured out who it was. It was part of an organised crime syndicate who wore masks, so nobody knew who the individuals were, but everyone knew who they were. And without that mystery, it meant that there was like a conspiracy involved, and Alfred went into full-on protective mode, and kind of traumatised young Bruce to the point where he thought, well, fair enough, there's people going to be after me, I'm probably going to die before too long, but I've got enough money and power to get away with pretty much whatever I want. And he fully leans into spoilt little rich kid. And don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm coming to this as a brand new conclusion of how spoiled little rich kids aren't great. I've never been a big fan of them. And I was one for a while due to a very complicated backstory. But in this particular instance, he is a piece of crap. He at one point even does like poverty tourism, and when he gets in trouble in a cafe in a really low red area of Gotham, and he gets thrown out because he's not allowed to be there, he just gets Alfred to buy the cafe. But while he's there, he also does see a comedian, stand-up comedian in a Lenny Bruce kind of way, and we have a really nice turn because the comedy is brilliant, and I've got to say, Mark Russell's writing of this is fantastic. He obviously gets a sense of how you do stand-up comedy. His timing is really good. You can always get the idea of where he's breaking for laughs and where he's putting stress on everything. It does come across like I mean, obviously, I've got Lenny Bruce in my head, so maybe that's just adding to it as well. But it's really effective. The jokes land, he's playing to the crowd, and then he turns and he lashes out at people for the same kind of stuff that they're laughing at. He basically calls them out on their hypocrisy. And there's a wonderful moment when the room goes quiet and Bruce is the only one laughing. And it just shows that, yeah, he's actually in on the joke. He gets what's going on. He's not a great guy for it, but he at least understands, and you see a sense of him turning a little bit. Unfortunately, then, due to the comic book plot, he doesn't get the chance to actually realise any of this, and things go off in another direction. But that little change at the end there did make me think that there's more to this character, and all the stuff that's happened previously kind of led it up to it, and makes me think that as a character study, this is actually really solid work. it almost feels odd that it's a Batman comic book. And yes, there are very overt references to the Riddler and clowns and the Batmobile and a penguin even. It's all there for Batman fans, but it goes off in such a tangent that it makes you feel like you can just explore it for what it is and not worry about where it's going to end. I ended up enjoying it more than I thought I would. If you're looking to get a copy, go and grab it. I know when they did the Superman version of this, they sold out really, really quickly. So Batman might do the same. If you're in the mood for this kind of thing, go and grab one as quick as you can. That's it for me for now. There are more reviews coming this week, and they're going to be kind of random and whatever I feel like reviewing, because there's nothing that's grabbed me straight away. Make sure you do the social media things so you don't miss out on any of it. Until I see you again, look after yourself, everyone. Stay safe. Bye.